Hello Autobots and Decepticons, my name is Soulmonger and today I'm bringing you some Transformers War for Cybertron action. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about the Scientist class. I'm going to give you guys some tips and some tricks to help you improve your Scientist. I'm not going to go over every option for the Scientist. Instead, I'm going to tell you guys my two favorite classes I use, and then also provide you guys with a couple different options that may better suit your playing style. The Scientist is probably my overall favorite class to be. There are so many different options that you can use with a Scientist, and within all these different options I feel you can be successful. I'm going to break down the two classes that I usually use for the Scientist and tell you what I use them for, and then I will also venture into some other options that may be good for you. For my favorite overall class, I use the Photon Burst Rifle. Now this rifle is a very good weapon at close, medium, and long range. It's kind of comparable to the BR in Halo 3 as it's very versatile. For my secondary weapon, I use the Energon Repair Ray. One of the Scientist's main roles on the battlefield is to help out his teammates, and he helps them out by repairing them. One option is to use the Energon Repair Ray. This Energon Repair Ray shoots out a beam of Energon which will repair your teammates, or it will hurt enemies as well. Next, for my two abilities, I use the Shockwave and I use the Spawn Sentry. The Shockwave causes a sonic boom, bouncing back your opponents away from you and also dealing some damage. And for the Spawn Sentry, it does exactly what it says. It spawns in a sentry, and you have different options for your sentry. You can use a machine gun on it, you can use a rocket on it, or you can also use a repair ray on your sentry. For my upgrades on this class, I use Repulsion Amplifier. This increases the radius of the Shockwave, thus if there's a lot of people around, it has a better chance of affecting everyone. For my second upgrade on this class, I usually use Sentry Armor, which increases the armor of my Sentry, or I use Sentry Power Core, which increases the damage that my Sentry deals. And since I picked one of those two perks, I automatically get the Machine Gun Turret, or Sentry. And if you are not sure which Sentry to use, I recommend using the Machine Gun Sentry, as it will seek out your opponents a lot quicker, and it will fire at a very fast rate versus the Rocket Sentry. And unless you are playing Power Struggle, I don't recommend using the Repair Sentry as much. And for my third spot in the upgrades, I use Explosive Capacitor. Since the Scientist carries Energon Grenades, which heal everybody that is inside of the bubble that comes out of the grenade, it is a good idea to carry two of them. This is why I use that upgrade. I like to use this class on more open maps, stuff where I know I'm going to be shooting from long range, and also maps that I know I can be useful and get to my teammates quickly and heal them. As a Scientist, my main focus is keeping everybody alive. Now you can play him a different way, you can play him as more of an offensive class, but I prefer kind of to play him more as a medic role, and I enjoy healing my teammates with this class. So this is the class I use more often, and he is very deadly, don't get me wrong. If you come down next to an enemy, you can quickly melee them and then use your Shockwave, and usually that will kill them, especially if they are a scout or a Scientist. For my second most used class, I use the EMP Shotgun, the Energon Repair Ray, and for the EMP Shotgun, you got to be a little bit closer than the Burst Rifle, and the EMP Shotgun, it's one of those weapons that are borderline overpowered in this game. The range on it is way ridiculous for a shotgun. You can hit somebody from across the map if you scope in with the shotgun, and it is pretty much overpowered at close range, as if someone has a full overshield, you have a chance to kill them if you put that shotgun right into their optics and shoot them at close range. For my abilities on this class, I use Drain and I also use Spawn Sentry. If you guys ever see a Scientist lift his arm up and you see kind of like some lines going around his hand, you know his Drain is active, and if you get close to him, a beam will come out of his hand and suck the life out of you, and this basically is taking your health and giving it to him. Now this can be a very good option for a Scientist fighting in the team deathmatch setting, or if you prefer fighting at close range, since you will have the upper hand in getting some of your opponent's health. A very good upgrade to use with this is Leech, which increases the heal rate of the Drain. And also I already went over Spawn Sentry, so for my 3 upgrades on this class, I use Rangefinder. This increases the range for my Energon Repair Ray. Once again, I still want to play somewhat as a medic, even though this is a little bit more of a close range class. I still want to play as a medic, and I want to provide my teammates with healing as much as I can. For my secondary upgrade, I use Leech, and for my third one, I use Explosive Capacitor again. This is a class that a lot of people prefer. A lot of people like to use that EMP shotgun, and I don't blame them because it is a super strong weapon. I just don't find it being as efficient from long range as the Photon Burst Rifle. A very good tip I can give you guys with Drain is to jump around as much as you can and get as many people you can into that Drain, because the more people you get into that Drain, the more people you're taking health from and giving it to yourself. And with only 3 bars of health on the Scientist, you could use all the health you can get. And I also do recommend using a healing grenade when you do use the Drain, because if you get close to a leader, scout, or soldier and they're using like a whirlwind, or if they're just meleeing you over and over, even with this Drain you have a good chance to still die. So my recommendation are to jump around like a madman, or to transform into vehicle form and do a lot of barrel rolls while your Drain is still going, because it will work in vehicle form as well. So those are my most to use class setups for the Scientist. A lot of people like to use the Drain and the Shockwave together, and I've used that before. That's a pretty good setup if you are going to be playing a lot of team deathmatch and you know you're going to be moving around a lot and you're more of a hit and run Scientist. So that I do recommend using that class as well. But I play a lot of objective games where you have to hold down a spot or you want to stop them from getting a defuse on a bomb, and I like the Spawn Sentry. The Spawn Sentry does a lot of damage, but do realize when you die, your Sentry dies with you. And one thing I do pretty well as a Scientist is stay alive, so I like to use the Spawn Sentry because I have an extra gun on the battlefield with me then. And another thing to be aware of is your health grenades. They will not heal your teammates if you die, even if they are still shown on the screen. The biggest tip I can give you as a Scientist is to always use your Energon grenades. Even if you don't think you're going to need them, it's worth using them instead of dying. I almost instantly throw mine down as soon as I enter into a battle, because chances are with those 3 bars of health, you're going to need it. Another thing that you have to be very, very aware of when you are playing with the Scientist is your surroundings. You are the fastest on the battlefield. You should be the one that always gets the overshield to start the game, and you also have to be able to know where the health and the ammo is, because you will have to go and fly and get those quickly when you are being hunted down. Now my 2 classes are mainly set up for Powerstruggle and Countdown to Extinction, which are the 2 game types I play the most. But I know a lot of you guys play Team Deathmatch, and playing Team Deathmatch is quite a bit different than playing those 2 game types. So a third option that you may consider is using the Disguise. Now, the Disguise is an iffy one. First of all, you shouldn't expect to fool too many people with the Disguise, because it only changes your color of your character, but you still will look like the same Autobot or Decepticon that you selected. The Disguise is good in that people cannot lock onto you when you're in vehicle form, and it does offer a couple good perks like Friendly Fire. It increases your damage after you're losing your Disguise, and it offers another one, which is Master Disguise. I don't recommend using Friendly Fire and Master Disguise together, just because with Master of Disguise on, you will remain in your Disguise, so you will never lose your Disguise to get that increase in damage. It's kind of a weird setup that they put together there. So I don't know if any of you guys do use that. Let me know how that works out for you, but I don't use Disguise too much. I only use it when I'm messing around, and if you're playing against some veteran players, they're going to recognize you right away, and you're going to get taken out of your Disguise either way. So I don't recommend wasting an ability on Disguise. And also, carrying 2 grenades might not always be the best option for you. If you are using Shockwave and Drain, you may consider using Rapid Recharge, which will bring back your abilities quicker, because as a Scientist, it is very difficult to fight when you do not have abilities, and all you have are your 1 grenade or your 2 grenades, and then you have to rely on your Energon Club and your guns. So it makes it very difficult when you do not have that help with Leech or Shockwave or a Spawn Sentry. For the Scientist kill streaks, he has at 3 Health Matrix 2.0. This is a very good 3 kill streak, as it affects your entire team, and anytime they get a kill, they will receive health back. At number 5, in my opinion, the best team-based kill streak in the game, Overshield Matrix. This will instantly give all your teammates an overshield. One tip when using this is, if you have a microphone, make sure everybody is alive so that everybody can benefit from the Overshield Matrix. And the 7 kill streak, one of the most popular kill streaks in the game, the Nucleon Shock Cannon. And you gotta love it when they say, Nucleon Shock Cannon equipped, because you know you're about to bring down some hurt, but you do have to be very careful with this gun, as when you equip this thing, people know you have it, and they're going to be hunting you down because they want it. And I do recommend using this after you pick up an overshield and after you have died, so it was in your pocket from a previous kill streak, so you can build more kill streaks onto this. Because chances are, even if you do get that overshield, people are coming for you and you are going to get attacked. So don't be afraid to drop it for a split second and throw a grenade down to heal yourself, and then continue using it. Now the Scientist does take some practice and some time to be good with, just because of how little health he has, and you can die pretty quick if you are not careful. But it is always smart to fight with full health, so definitely learn where the Energon cubes are and get in there, do damage. If you realize you're not going to win, get out of there. Definitely fight with your teammates if you can. Also, if you do see someone driving around in vehicle form, transform into your vehicle form and hunt him down. Your missiles will lock onto their vehicle form, so use that to your advantage. When playing as a Scientist, you should realize that your life is the most important one on the battlefield. With your ability to heal everyone else, you should be focused on staying alive. Don't always take risky situations and try to battle like 3 or 4 people. Pick and choose your fights and play smart. Definitely work yourself up to a 5 kill streak if possible. The 7 isn't as crucial, but the 5, giving all your teammates an overshield, can be a game changer. So I hope some of these tips will help you guys out, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So remember to leave a comment, leave a rating, and subscribe for more Transformers. Have a good day, guys.